Hi guys, this is RetroCrew7 again, and I wanted to give you an overview how my mod Automatron Synth Gen 1 and 2 actually works and how you can add your own spawned actors to the robot workbench. So right here I've opened up the Fallout 4 edit. I've opened up my ESP, and you can see there is not very much in my ESP itself. So the most important thing, which actually ties the whole mod to the robot workbench, are only these two object modifications. And you can see here there are one bot torso synth 1 and bot torso synth 2. The name of the modification is what's going to be shown in the robot workbench, and what is important in here is the attach point. The object modifications both attached to the torso bot core, yeah, which makes them show up within the robot workbench. Now, the actual effects and the whole scripting comes from this enchantment right here. You can see that the object modification adds the enchantment bot synth 1, synth gen 1. For the gen 2 it's just the second enchantment. So these both object modifications reference these two object effects. And yeah, well, what are the object effects? You basically have an infinite amount of time for the buff, and it targets itself, so the actor the enchantment is applied to. And you can see two effects right here. First of all is the bot spawn synth 1 settler, which is where the script magic happens. And you can also see that I've added the invisibility effect, which, well, makes, if that wasn't the case, you would see just the leg stump in the robot workbench. And also I added this so it becomes clear that the automatron itself will be deleted when this is finally applied. So yeah, for the second enchantment you see it just changes the base effect. And yeah, well, what are the base effects? The base effects are the magic effects, these two, and these are much easier seen within the creation kit. So let's go to magic effect, and here you can see my two entries. So if we open it up, you can see it's a script effect. It is a constant effect, and it delivers to itself. So the target, well, target is the actor the effect is applied to. You see here no death display, no duration, no magnitude, no area, painless, recover. Just I sort of tagged what makes sense, made sense, and copy pasted some of the tags from different scripts magic effect. And yeah, basically all this does is apply this script. And well, as you can see, the script name is spawn actor and delete self, and it does have properties. What are the properties? First of all, I did this script in a very generic way. So if you want to base your mod on this, you can use it, and the only thing you actually need to change is the actor to spawn, if you just want to spawn a different actor. If you want that spawned actor to be a settler, you have to make sure that here the workshop parent is set. If you don't want this to be a settler afterwards, you can clear the value and have it on none, and the script will check whether this is set or not. All the other things are absolutely needed. The furniture exit to stand is, I'm not sure if it actually is still needed. Probably not. Yeah, so I guess Huh. I'm pretty sure I could delete this, but we will check it anyway. So what is relevant, you do need this property set, this is mandatory. You need to know where the player reference is, and yeah, well, you need to have an actor to spawn. So yeah, let's check the script. So here you can see the properties. This is the furniture idle. Oh yeah, it is still in here. Alright, so it's still relevant. You shouldn't be able to delete this. So what happens? Basically, once the magic effect is applied, and the magic effect is applied as soon as you just hover over the object modification in the robot workbench. So when you haven't actually built the object modification but just look at it, you will see that the automatron will go invisible, and once that happens, this triggers. So the event on effect start triggers, and as you can see, all it does is register for remote event player ref on get up. What does that mean? Basically, once the magic effect starts, we register and we wait until the player gets up from furniture, which is exactly what the robot workbench is. So any workbenches, they are furniture, and once you exit the crafting station, the workbench, whatever, you will trigger exactly this event, the on get up. And as you can see, in the event on effect finish, we unregister for this event. Why do we do this? Well, you might change your mind about the type of mod you apply, and maybe you don't want to spawn a synth settler anymore. So once you remove the modification from your automatron, we want to unregister for this event where the actual spawning happens, so that you can do your normal automatron stuff. Even basically this prevents that when you select a different torso, that the automatron is still deleted after you get up, which would be not what we want. So yeah, what actually happens on that remote event? The remote event is this right here. The remote events have to be written down in a very specific way. You can see here event actor.onGetUp and actor and AK actor. So this allows us to reference both the actor that triggered this event and the furniture where the event was triggered. All the registering happens in these two lines. So what do we do when we actually get up from the robo workbench? We call the function spawn and delete, which is this whole block down here. First of all, this part right here is, well, it's basically to make sure that the player is in no menu whatsoever. Make 100% sure that the player is kicked out. We force the player to first person. We disable the player controls. We force the player to get up from any furniture in the unlikely event that he actually is in a furniture. And then we check whether or not the workshop parent is none. So that's what I talked about before. So if you don't set this property, you can spawn whatever actor you want. You can even spawn a raider or whatever. If you do have the workshop parent set, then you will spawn a settler type of person. So if it's none, we just spawn the actor. On the target actor, get target actor returns the actor the magic effect is applied to. So we place our synth settler near the robot. Then we re-enable the player controls and we disable the automatron and we delete the automatron. Remember that our synth actor was spawned in this line and we don't do anything with it. If you have set the workshop parent, then this block triggers, and this is a little bit more complicated. So first of all, we basically do the same right here within these brackets as we do here. However, the place actor at me function, so this whole line returns an actor, and with this actor, we add him to the workshop player choice. This opens up the menu where you can select the settlement you want this person to send to, and this whole thing requires an actor, and we get the actor directly returned by this block. So yeah, it's written down in the comments right above it. So yeah, and there's a lot of stuff happening in this line. We place an actor on the target. So first of all, we get the target actor of this magic effect. Then we place our wanted actor at the actor the magic effect is applied to. This place actor at me function returns the actor to spawn, and this one is used for the workshop parent function add actor to workshop player choice. So this is a rather complicated line, but then again, you don't have to worry about it at all. If you want to use my script, you can. And what you do is simply open up the properties and change the actor to spawn, and maybe set workshop parent to none. That's all you do. Otherwise, the autofill all should work, and yeah, you will need to select what actor you want to spawn. The functionality will be completely the same, and as you can see, for the magic effect where we spawn the Gen 1 settler, we have workshop NPC Synth Gen 1, and for our Gen 2 settler, all we really did was set this property to Gen 2. That's it. That's the whole difference between those two magic effects. However, to get this into the game without any complications, you need the object modification that applies the object effect, that applies the magic effect, that actually spawns the actor. Also very important, when you have the object modification, you also need the constructible object, and this, I believe this has to be named just like this. Oh no, it doesn't. Interesting. So I believe you do need the constructible object, and you need to have the created object in here. Then again, I'm not entirely sure. I did it anyway, so it doesn't matter. This outfit, I only used this specifically for the workshop NPC Synth Gen 1, so that the Gen 1 variation actually has a jaw and some sort of teeth. It's a little bit weird. So if you remove this outfit, the Gen 1 won't have any jaws, and looks a little bit weird. So this is why this is here. I'm not sure if this is actually relevant, but I added a new package to make sure. Not entirely sure if this works 100%. Basically, this is the default sandbox template. So default sandbox exterior editor location is the one that was based on. I just added synth on top and duplicated it and made it slightly different. Basically, this does not have any sleeping in it, and no eating and drinking, I believe. So ideally, if this works, the synth settlers should not use any drinking or eating animations. But I'm not 100% sure if this works as intended. Anyway, most of the script magic is within the script that I just explained to you. So feel free to use it. And yeah, I hope this tutorial helps actually somebody. So yeah, until next time.